And alongside Braves legend Paul Byrd. Paul, we are headed to MLB All-Star Week. An exciting time. It's a game that hasn't been here in a very long time. As somebody that's covered the team, that's been in this area and pitched in an All-Star game in your career, how is exciting it for it to be back here in the city?
Well, I've lived here. I loved the Braves as a kid. Now playing for the Braves and broadcasting for them, to have the All-Star game back here for these fans, they deserve it. I'm so excited. I want to show the country Truist Park. I want them to experience the Battery, how loud it gets here. See some of the best players in the world, some of the best players that have ever played the game come here and perform on the field. It's a win-win for everybody.
You mentioned just showing the world what this stadium is like and the Battery and everything like that. I think back to that World Series run a couple years ago where there was so much conversation about this ballpark and the Battery, and since then it's even gotten bigger and better. Why do you think that this stadium and this area is the perfect place to hold a Major League Baseball All-Star game?
Well, you talked about other people. Well, I interview people, as you do. So when I go over and I stick the microphone and someone says it's really tough to play here because the fans don't let up. And I'm talking about guys on the Dodgers who have come over like Jock Peterson, and they say it gets so loud, it's intimidating when they turn the lights off and everybody's chopping with their iPhones. That's something you don't see anywhere else. So there's just certain aspects that this town does right. We've always been a baseball town. We've always loved baseball. And when I mentioned some of the players like Shohei Ohtani, he's done things that nobody's ever done before. He's playing both sides of the field, both sides of the ball, and we just don't see that anymore on that level. And then Ronnie being voted in as a starter, how cool is that, man? So we're just so excited. He was like a little kid telling us, as you were aware, what it was like when he got picked to start the game. So called all of his brothers, his mom. He's so fired up, and he wants to represent our town in the right way. And the year hasn't gone this well for the Braves or what we've expected, but it's time to put all that aside and show the world what this town of Atlanta is about, what we have out on the field, and what we can do.
What does it say about Ronald that he was able to get voted in after not playing for the first large part of the season? Coming off the injury has been fantastic, and for him to be able to play this well and also get the fan support to get him to be a starter in his home ballpark, what do you think that all means?
For me, he's the Roberto Clemente of our generation. He's the guy that you cannot take your eyes off of. He crashes into walls. He only knows one way to play the game. He'll pop up and throw a ball to third base at 98 miles an hour. He can hit the ball 500 feet. He's not like Judge or Ohtani where he's the biggest. So you may look at him and say, hey, I'm just like that guy. How does he do it? He's a remarkable athlete. And when I say he's one of the best, or I'd say people on the field are going to be some of the best that have ever played the game, I'm talking about him. So for us to be able to display that and him to wear a Braves jersey, come on, it just makes me want to get out and pitch. That's not going to happen unless you go to All-Star Village and I'm throwing wiffle balls at you. But, it gets me fired up for this game and for the town of Atlanta. And, you don't have to be a Braves fan to come here and enjoy this, because there's going to be great players, former All-Stars from each team at All-Star Village. You get to go and shake their hands and get some autographs. Some of my heroes, Dale Murphy will be there, one of them. And so you get to meet people like that, and it's just going to be a big celebration.
You mentioned pitching. You haven't done it on a stage like this a long time,
Yeah.
but you had the opportunity to do it in an All-Star game
Yeah.
back in 1999. What was that experience like? And for most people that haven't had the opportunity to get on a stage like that, how special is it for not just the players, but just all the fanfare that's around it?
There's nothing like it, and I actually warmed up in the Fenway Park bullpen to come in and back everybody in case we had to go long innings. And seeing, Pedro get out there and start, the McGuires, the Sosas, Ken Griffey Juniors, you get a chance to see the players that, before interleague play you didn't get to see, but now that we have interleague, you don't get to see them as much as you would want. Like, Trout played here a few days ago, and we didn't see Mike Trout since 2016, I believe. So to see some great players play that you don't normally get to see all on the field at the same time, that's a really, really special thing. So whatever the ticket prices are, pay them. Create a memory with your family, your kids, that they'll never forget as long as they live. And it's not like once the All-Star game comes to Atlanta, they get it 2 or 3 years from now. Yeah, wait. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come here and watch the game and see one of the greatest spectacles, I believe, in all of sports.
You were around when it was last year. At least you were in and around the city.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time and what it brought to the city of Atlanta? That, like you said, the eyes that have been, of course, on it. But what it all brought to the table? The fact that it had come here.
Well, I think it's that thing that there's the Super Bowl. There's the Kentucky Derby. I'm from Kentucky. The world stops for 2 minutes and watches the horses race. And I think when you have the Home Run Derby, which Ronald will be in, for me, a great majority of the world stops to watch that event. It's a big, big deal. Dale Murphy talked about when he played in the 70s, he was part of the first Home Run Derby, and like 6 players hit, and there was no reward, and nobody watched, and nobody cared. So how much better have we paid attention to some of the remarkable athletes that are going to walk up and take center stage, whether it's the Home Run Derby, which is now amazing. Winner gets over $1 million a car. They're loaded up, which Ronald Acuna will be in. And to play this game that you get to see guys amp up their best stuff. They're not taking it easy. I don't want to bag on the NBA, but I hear they don't play defense in the All-Star game. Well, we're going to be playing defense out here on this field. So you're going to see some great plays and guys really wanting to show off and represent their town in the right way. And so that's the big stage that I'm talking about.
I think the last thing is also just how it's grown in all of the other activities that are outside of just the game and the All-Star Village. You're also giving opportunities for HBCU players to play on this field, and all the giving back of this community and all of the give back. I mean, just what this game brings and what this week will bring to this city just feels like something that will impact it forever.
The Atlanta Braves do such a good job with all of that, the HBCU and the South Cherokee Band, Eastern Band of Indians that they take care of. That the draft party here. They're going to have camps for a Native American scouting camp, which is just really awesome. And you mentioned the HBCU. I think they really do well and care about the community. I'm very, very proud to be a part of a team that cares about everybody. I'm very, very proud of this city. A lot of people who may not have been to Atlanta before are going to come to Atlanta, and they're going to see this park, they're going to see the Battery, and then they go to the aquarium, they're going to go to Coca-Cola, they're going to do other things in Atlanta, they're going to test our food and see if we measure up. And so it's something that I want people to experience because I've lived here since 1997 when the Braves traded for me, and I'm very, very proud of this town, I'm very proud of this city, and I think we have a lot to offer, and it's time to show that off. Don't forget about Waffle House too. It's open 24 hours. And that's a big deal that originated here in the state of Georgia. And, we got a lot going for us. It's time to let people who haven't seen it see it.
It's going to be so much fun. And my last question for you is, this is a quick one. Does Ronald Acuna Jr. win the Home Run Derby this year, and why?
I think he does because it's in Atlanta and he's going to be locked in. I think he has something to prove. I'm so proud of him for making this team after the injury and the knee and coming back and hitting 350 right off the bat. He didn't need any time to settle in, and he was on a mission. So I think he's going to be on that same mission when he goes out and participates in the All-Star game. I think he's going to hit 496 feet.
Okay.
That's my call. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm actually going to take the over. He's going to hit 500.
Nice,
It's going to be
it.
right between the Hank Aaron Terrace all the way to the deep part of the ballpark. That's what I want to see.
Dinner.
On me. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, man.